Hi, my name is Jerry Parker. I'm a storyteller, and I guarantee you the stories I tell you are 60% true. This story that I'm going to tell you about happened, I happened to hear about this story in, in Coon Rapids, Iowa. This story took place in a Catholic school. And it was kind of an entertainment night, and the Monsignor was there to supervise the activities. The MC was a young man. His name was Jim Raymaker. And he got up to the phone as the MC and he told this story. He said, I dreamed I died and went to heaven. And when I got to the pearly gates was open. And I started to rush in. I got right to the gates, and St. Peter jumped out in front of me and said, Where are you going, Jim? Jim says, I died. I'm here at the pearly gates and they're open and I'm going in. St. Peter says you can't go in until we review your life. And how we review your life, he says, Jim, look to the left. You see that hallway? That hallway is a big, long hallway. And as you go down the hallway, there's rooms on each side. And if you find a room that is empty, you go in and that's your room. And we'll review your life there. And Jim says, okay. And then St. Peter says, I'm sending you a piece of chalk because in these rooms is blackboards all the way around the room and blackboards that divide the room that you can write on either side of these blackboards. All kind of blackboards in there. And St. Peter says, here's a piece of chalk. And he handed Jim, the chalk was as long as a baseball bat and just as big around. Jim took it, put it over his shoulder, and started down the hallway. Before he went down the hallway, I forgot to tell you that St. Peter says, you be sure and write down every sin that you committed so we can review it and probably forgive you for it. But if you don't write it down and we find out about it, that's worse. So you be sure and write down every sin that you've committed. Jim starts down the hallway with that chalk on his shoulder, checking this room and that room, somebody in it. And he gets down there maybe a couple 100,000 feet. And here come the Monsignor down the hall. And Jim says, Monsignor, where are you going? The Monsignor says, I'm going back after some more chalk. Thanks. I'm Jerry Parker, and I'm a storyteller.